The first rule is modal verbs. We use modal verbs to express advices, opinion, absence of obligation, request, permission, prohibition, obligation, necessity, or apology. Each modal verb has its uses. And remember that with modal verbs, we need a main verb, and the main verb should be in the base form. Let's go from the very beginning. When you want to express or let's say talk about or say sentence expressing advice or opinion, you can use should, ought to, had better. If you want to express absence of obligation, there is no obligation, you will use needn't, don't have, don't need to. If you want to express request, you can use may, can, could, or would. If you want to express permission or possibility, you can use can, could, may, might. If you want to express prohibition, you can use mustn't or can't. If you want to express obligation or necessity, you can use must, have to, need to, had to. If you want to express ability, you can use can or could. Notice that if you want to express positive deduction, you will use must. Positive deduction means you guess something or decide something according to reason. So if this conclusion that you come to is positive, use must. If it's negative, deduction, use can't. If you want to express certainty, use will. Okay, let's do some exercises about the modal verbs. Complete the sentences with the right modal verb. You get up early tomorrow. So, for sure, here we express obligation. You must get up early tomorrow. And as we said, notice that after the modal verb must, we use the verb in the base form get. You not call a babysitter. Okay, not call a babysitter. So we will look for a modal verb that express absence because not. Okay, so we will go with need not. Excellent, need not, because there is no need to call a babysitter. We watch the film tonight. We watch the film tonight. So here it's not obligation for sure, it's not necessity, and it's not forbidden. So it's just, yeah, possibility. We may watch film or the film tonight. She stayed at school yesterday afternoon. So first from yesterday it's something past, and for sure since she stayed there until afternoon, it means it express obligation. She had to stay at school yesterday afternoon. And remember, after the modal verb, the main verb in the base form. I'm sorry, but you bring your cat in here. It's forbidden. So something what? Here, it's forbidden. This is the reason. The result, you will not be able to bring your cat in. So yes, it's a conduction. It's a negative conduction. So, sorry, yes, negative. So, I'm sorry, you can't, sorry, you can't bring your cat in here. It's forbidden. I think you think carefully before you sell the house. So here you are giving what? Yes, you are giving advice before sell the new house. You need to think, or you, okay, this is your opinion, this is your advice. So, should. I think you should think carefully before you sell the house. Here she is giving her opinion. You shout at the children. It frightens them. Okay, so here you are giving your advice for sure and your opinion that we shouldn't shout at the children because it frightens them. It's not something healthy. So you shouldn't shout at the children. It frightens them. Something very wrong. He not sleep now. He not sleep now. Okay? Maybe he doesn't have work tomorrow. So no need to sleep now. So this is conduction. -1. He mustn't sleep now, or we can take it as prohibition. No need to do it. You not answer. You not answer. Yes, you need not answer. You need not answer. It's absence of obligation, or it's not necessary. Okay. You get a visa before traveling to the USA. It's the law. So here we're talking about law. Okay, so it's for sure obligation. Have to. You have to get a visa before traveling to the USA. It's the law. You stay in the library till 8 o'clock. It's open all evening. It's open all evening. Okay, so here is it must to do? It's open all evening. So it's depend on your choice, on your desire if you want or not. So yes, just possibility. You can stay in the library till 8 o'clock. It's open all evening. Okay, by this, we come to the end of the modal verbs and we will move to the conditional sentences. First thing you have to know about conditional sentences that we have 4 types of conditional sentences, and in traveller 5 we will just cover 3 of them. Number 1 is zero conditional. There is no conditional. And we use this kind of conditional with general truth and fact. If or when plus present simple, and the second part is present simple. So we have 2 clauses. The first clause here is if clause and the result clause. Both of them should be in the present simple. If you heat ice, it melts. General truth. Conditional type 1. Okay, conditional type 1 to express something possible to happen in the present or future, something possible to happen. And you have to use 2 parts, if clause and result clause. If clause in the present simple, the result clause with will plus base form. We know that after will or would, after all the modal verb, by the way, can, could, the verb should be in the base form or imperative. What do we mean by imperative? When you give order like go, eat, sleep, listen. If Sally is late again, I will be mad. If Sally is, present simple, will be, will with base form. And remember something, that we can change the order of the sentence. So we can start with the result clause, then if clause. I will be mad if Sally is late again. Don't change anything, just reorder them. And remember something. If we start with if clause, there should be a comma after we finish the if clause. But if you start with the result clause and if is the second part of the sentence, no need for the comma. Number 3, conditional type 2. This type of conditional is for imaginary or unlikely to happen in the present or future. So it's something imaginary or unlikely to happen in the present or future. And the rule for this type is if plus past simple. And the result clause would or could plus base form. Simply. If it rained, you would get wet. If it clause, the verb in the past simple, right? You would get would with the base form of would or could plus base form. Okay, if you change the order of the sentence, you will start with the result clause, which is you would get wet if it rained. So, what did we change here? Nothing, but we delete the comma. Okay, let's do some exercises about conditional sentences. Complete the following sentences with the words in brackets. I write to her if I knew her address. So look at the sentence. Okay, the first part is the result clause. Then we have if clause. And in if clause, we have the verb in the past, knew, know, knew. So the first part should be, or the result clause should be with what? Excellent, would. I would write to her if I knew her address. If I showed you how to open the safe, you promise not to tell anyone? Okay, let's go for the if clause. Showed, past simple. So, what about the second part, the result clause? What it should be in? Yes, with would. If I showed you how to open the safe, would you promise not to tell anyone? If the manager comes looking for you, I say you have left the house. Sorry, the office. So, if the manager comes, present simple. So, the second part should be what? Yes, excellent, with will, because it's something possible to happen. If the manager comes looking for you, I will say you have left the office. If you move to the UK, you would have to learn to speak English. First or if clause, move. The result clause, you would have to learn English, would have. So it's in the past simple, it means it's imaginary situation. So the first part should be what? Past. Excellent. If you move to the UK, you would have to learn to speak English. Remember, with the countries like UK, United Kingdom, the USA, the United States of America, uh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we use that before them, before these nouns. She not buy if she didn't think she needed it. Okay, so look at the second part, which is the result part. She didn't, past simple. So the first part, which is result clause, should be what? Yes, with would. She would not buy it if she didn't think she needed it. When the sun shines, I like to walk on the beach. Is there any conditional here? Do we have a result clause and if a clause as a something possible to happen or imaginary, or it's just general truth? Yes, it's general truth about me. So when the sun shines, I like to walk on the beach. There is no will or would. Zero conditional. The salad tastes bitter if you added some garlic. So the first or the result clause, the salad tastes bitter. The if clause, if you added some garlic. So it's past simple, so this is imaginary situation. For sure, the first part would be with would. The salad would taste better if you added some garlic. We grow our own vegetables if we had a garden. So, had a garden, this is the if clause. And past simple, so it's just imaginary. So the first part, result clause, should be with yes, would. We would grow our own vegetables if we had a garden. What will you do if the boat sink? Okay, imagine. Okay, or is it possible situation? Yes, it's possible situation because we use what? Will here. So the second part or if part should be present simple. What will you do if the boat sinks? Okay, by this we come to the end of the grammar section, modal verbs and conditional sentences, and we will move to the vocabulary. Please open your box, page 80, and try to do the exercises with me. Choose the word that most appropriately completes the sentences or the sentence. Okay, here we are talking the word that most appropriately completes, because you might find more than word and all of them complete the sentence, but one of them is the most appropriately. I am afraid I must on you turning off your mobile phone in the classroom. Insist, urge, depend, rely, comment, just tell you, or refer. Okay, so I must, so it's something very important, urgent. So what's the right word? Excellent. Insist. I'm afraid I must insist on you turning off your mobile phone in the classroom. Can you any good Thai restaurants in the area? When we asking about good restaurant, good cafe, good place, means we want a point of view, okay, or advice. So advice, recommend, tell, or direct. What is the most appropriate sentence here, a word here to complete the sentence? What do we say about asking or giving advice for the good restaurant or good places? There is a word for this action. What is it? Okay, is it advice? Just help me. Or recommend, which means counsel, something stronger, or just tell, say, or direct, guide me. Yes, recommend. Have you and Hussam your dispute? What do you mean by dispute? Means enmity, like problem, trouble. Okay, so resolved, fixed, decided, or answered. Yes, resolved, because it is, as I said, enmity. Not just something to be fixed, it's to be resolved. When I go to college, I want to attend medical school. This is in general, but more especially, I want to in pediatrics. So, specialize, focus, center, or concentrate. What is the most appropriate word for educational system when you want to study something in particular, become expert in particular subject? Yes, specialized. Excellent. How long does it take you to get to work? By train, the takes just over an hour. So, travel, schedule, journey, or commuting. Which word of these means ride or drive? Good job. Journey. The new French restaurant has a very nice nature, feeling, environment, or atmosphere. Here we are talking about a place, restaurant. So what's the most appropriate word to express that this place have a very nice, it's a very nice nature, for sure, no. Feeling, no. Environment for a restaurant, visiting a restaurant, yes, no, it can't be environment. Atmosphere, good job. The new French restaurant has a very nice atmosphere. By this, we come to the end of the vocabulary section, and we will move to the writing. Remember something. In each module, you have two tasks to write about. Writing a letter or email. The second one, writing an essay. Here, writing section will be about letter or email, and we already covered, let's say, formal email, which is official, and uh, informal email for your friend. And here we will talk about semi-formal email. It's not formal, it's not informal, it's in the middle, semi-formal email letter, and for sure based on prompts. A semi-formal email or letter is written to a person you know, just like the informal, someone you know, but he or she is not a friend or relative of yours. You know them, but they are not your friends or relatives. Sometimes they are friend of your friend or a relative of your friend. Okay? Remember, in semi-formal email or letter, you have to start with dear, the greetings, dear Mr. or dear Miss or dear Mrs. or dear doctor with the surname. Or start with dear plus first name. No Mr., Mrs. or doctor. Okay? And end with your sincerely, all the best wishes, or use first name or full name depending on the degree of familiarity. Okay, for the writing essay, here you will write about something you are with or against, for or against an issue. Okay, we call it argumentative essay. Number one, carefully consider the arguments for and against the issue, advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons. Okay, so when you want to write an argumentative essay, you have to consider the advantages and disadvantages of this issue. Okay, it's the same like pros and cons. Okay, number two, select the arguments you have the most to say about. Don't mention everything you know about. Just to choose the strongest, the richest point. Don't try to deal with too many points. You will lose your readers. Use topic sentence to express the central idea of each paragraph. Each paragraph should have one central idea. Okay, we call it the topic sentences. It's a topic sentence for each paragraph. Develop the paragraph by expanding on the idea in the topic sentence. Okay, you have the topic sentence and develop it during the paragraph. How can we develop this paragraph? By justify your ideas, and when possible, use example to illustrate them. This will make you able to write a good, a persuasive, and rich essay, argumentative essay. Here you have some word or phrases. You can go back to your books, page 90. You will find this table, okay, to help you to to write or develop your paragraphs to make a good essay. List point. If you want to list point, you can use firstly, to begin, start with, in the first place, finally, last but not least. Don't go just with first, second, third, okay? We are not listing points here, we are writing a paragraph. Add more points. When you want to add more points, develop your paragraphs, you can use in addition to this, furthermore, moreover, what is more, also, apart from this, besides another point worth mentioning is, okay, if you want to give example, okay, you want to support your paragraphs with example, you can use for example, such as, particularly, especially, take, for instance. If you want to emphasize in some points or sentences, ideas, you can use in fact, as a matter of fact. If you want to express contrast, you can use although, in spite of, despite, however, but. If you want to express cause and reasons, you can use because or because of, as, since, due to, owing to. If you want to express result or consequences, you can use therefore, in this case, for this reason, consequently, as a result. If you want to summarize your paragraph or even your whole essay, you can use in conclusion, to sum up, all in all, on the whole, taking everything into account. Finally, if you want to give your opinion, you can use in my opinion, or in my opinion view. Personally, I believe, the way I see it, from my point of view, I am in a I am in favor of, my belief is that, okay, and you can use these words and phrases even in the speaking, okay, not just writing. And by this we come to the end of Traveller 5. Please, if you have any questions, you can contact your teachers in the virtual Saudi school or منظومة التعليم الموحدة. They will help you a lot. Be safe and see you soon.